Who ordered the pizza?
Hello, students. Welcome back to Vally City Community College at night. It's Sammy signing in with your midnight check-in. I hope that all the students are tucked into their beds, really, really snug and sound. If you're on your way back from Waterfall City, from the party, I hope that you had a good time and that you're all sober. Wink, wink. You know, we are a dry campus. We can't encourage drinking, but I hope all my favorite students had a great time. As you are all on your way back, you know, keep in mind your love for Vally City. We won this dueling practice. We're here for you. Vally City Community College loves you guys very much. And, you know, there's a little bit of questioning and just the administration wants me to tell you guys that there's nothing wrong, all right? It's a lovely college that has adventurers, all right? There's gonna be issues, so just cool it, all right? Anyone who thinks there's some grand mystery they're following, just go to class, maybe, all right? Learn a thing or two. This is gonna be Sammy signing off late night. I hope all of my lovely little chickadees are in bed sleeping. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Vally City Community College. I'm Tess, your DM. With me playing, as always, we have Dan.
Garth Grimknuckle.
Jake.
Andre Jacques Francois Majme III.
I want everyone to notice that he has to read his name off every time he says it. Just
I
want everyone to
didn't
know
that time.
And
That
After
time.
8 episodes, I've learned. Last week, I didn't. Since last week, I didn't have to.
Derek Michael Johnson, very confused why Sammy thinks it's a dry campus.
dry campus.
I can't believe it's a dry campus with what's happened.
I just remember that Sammy said she was going to a party, so she must have done that update from, like, I guess the bathroom of whatever the party she was at, a living room.
Very committed to
Oh,
her
yeah.
job. Sammy's very committed.
Sammy is so committed to her
awesome.
updates,
Last
she
week at
has
Valley
it
City-
live streaming on her phone.
Last week at Valley City, we had a lot of fun, not in Valley City, but in fact in Waterfall City, where your dueling team had won against the Waterfall City Community College dueling team, which resulted in a party that's kind of thrown by Waterfall City that kind of is for the winners. Doesn't really matter if it's them or not. Other local colleges in Waterfall City came by, including some kids who are coming from like ostensibly the Ivy League. Andre was able to reconnect with some old friends of his. Garth had some time hanging out, flirting with Lash, with maybe a little bit of competition from somebody from the Waterfall City dueling team. Derek kind of just partied it out. He got, had his fun. You didn't contact Margot. You tackled a man in the front yard. There's, Derek kind of partied it out.
I would describe
Just
it as
vibing.
drank his problems away.
He definitely did a little bit of drinking his problems away, though Garth is the one who walked away with a point in drunk, which is similar to a point in exhaustion, but he's definitely a little drunk. As the party was going on and raging in the backyard, so to speak, events unfolded. You realize that there was a couple other kids from your school, some of these emo kids, some of these hippie kids, and in the middle of a heightened moment where you guys were just at the brink of getting some answers finally to what's going on, a fire elemental burst forth, and you guys had to fight it out, to duke it out so it didn't consume this house in fire, essentially. In this process, you also discovered that Odette, Andre's little sister, has taken up with some of the, nefarious people at the school. You got that final confirmation that there's something going on with Odette. We're going to jump in kind of, not exactly media res. The party, after the fight kind of went down, we had Derek come over. Andre had, of course, been knocked out by his sister. So we had, we'll say that, Derek definitely comes up and gives him some lay on hands, brings him back to life. Garth kind of in the mix gets a little bit of that lay on hands action because he's a little drunk, which is bringing him back to the brink because he's going to drive home because we don't drink and drive here at Valley City Community College. We don't do it.
Sammy would
figure
be
out a way.
so upset.
Sammy would be so upset with you if you drank and drive. Drank and drive a motorcycle home. That's even worse, almost. And we're going to kind of pick up. You guys are all on your various, routes home. Andre and Derek are in the van of Andre's roommates, and Garth is riding on his motorcycle solo. Because everybody else from your school were bussed out here and have taken the bus back altogether, the dueling team, and anyone else has kind of, driven their way out here. As you guys are all kind of on your various trips home, I want to check in. How's everybody feeling? We'll start up on Garth on your motorcycle by yourself, ripping through the dark, dark streets. How you doing?
Garth's feeling pretty good, I think. Sort of a double victory. On the one hand, kind of a flirtation, what's felt like a flirtation victory over this upstart Mel from Waterfall City, and on the other hand, a victory against the fire elemental, some savage hits, and I think he's still holding on to the crystal against his better judgment, because Andre was kind of unconscious and shit. We know that Odette is no longer trustworthy, and even though he knows that he doesn't want this to be his problem, it keeps coming to find him, which is very frustrating. But he's like, even amidst all that, I think he's still riding high from battle and flirting.
Nice. Okay, cool. So you're kind of having a nice, you're feeling sober, you're riding your motorcycle home, the breeze on your face, you're doing it, you're feeling okay. We'll jump into the van. This is definitely your typical stoner van. We had narrated that there's a couple rows of seats and a water bed in the back, and definitely there's more people in the van on the ride home than there were on the way here, and there were lots of people in the van on the way here, but this is basically a drunk tank, just packed full of drunk teenagers in the works. We'll check in. Andre, how are you feeling? What's going on in Andre's head? You just had a kind of a big night.
Everything went wrong last night. I got roasted by my older sister.
Right?
Absolutely roasted by my older sister. I tried to impress my friends, and then Derek ended up just spitting a football in my face, hitting me in the face. So that didn't go very well. And then my younger sister knocked me out. So that didn't go very well. And I
How
also
you feeling about that with Odette? What's the feeling there? Your younger sister, who you were closer with, classically growing up, you guys kind of rib each other, but she does, you have a better relationship than you do with Giselle. What was the feeling as you saw Odette, transform?
I don't think he's had enough time to process it. I think there's some obvious sadness, but I think right now he's probably laying in the van, or sitting in the van, and he's probably coughing up blood. So he just got the shit kicked out of him. He coughs up some blood, and he wipes it off his chin, and he turns to Derek and he goes, "So, do you think this makes me the favorite child now?"
Derek,
there's no way to process that in a couple hours. There's no way.
You just gave me a D4 of heartbreak damage, Jake.
Derek, how you doing?
Derek is on his phone, writing a text message, then deleting the entire thing, writing a new text message, deleting the entire thing, and finally just goes with, "I guess I missed you at the party," and just sends that to Marco, and he goes, "What were you saying about what?"
Do you think I'm the favorite sibling now? Because
you're the best. You're the best. You're always my favorite. Then am I at a window seat?
Sure.
I rolled out the window and vomit out the window. the beer and wine mixture started to hit.
Yeah, this, the drunk bus gets you guys all the way home, essentially. You get into your dorms, your various dorms. I think, Derek, your house is actually on the way. It's in between Waterfall City and Valley City.
Cool, I jump out the window.
You're what? Well, do you do that?
Yeah, I jump out the window.
All right, roll me a dexterity saving throw.
I'm trying to get away.
Two.
That's an 11.
11.
Are you adding your charisma?
Oh wait, are we level 6? No, we're not level 6
Not
yet.
yet.
So yeah, no 11.
He's not vibing yet. He's not vibing yet.
You go to dive out the window, and it's like a small, like a van kind of window. So you get like stuck halfway, and the van is like moving as you're halfway inside the van, outside the van, getting like dragged and like bumped on the side. And then you like do eventually get your ass and your legs out, but now you're like flipping as you fall, and you're gonna take 1 point of damage as you like kind of, come up in a heap, like near your family's farm, not exactly right in front anymore. And you walk onto your family's farm and you go to sleep. The other ones get to their dorms, and everybody gets a nice little rest. You get a full long rest as you kind of cozy up in your beds, thinking about the events of the night before and also the events that have kind of unfolded in the first like half of this semester. You guys are just like a little bit past midterms, so like there's definitely been a lot going on. A lot of mystery has been put forth. A lot of these elementals, these two different groups of people who both seem kind of shady, but also are starting to feel kind of shady in different ways. And there's this issue with Andre, your little sister Odette, and you all kind of curl up after, all of the experience that you've had. And as you wake up the next day, you all feel not only like long rested and a whole lot better, you feel hardier, you feel stronger. You feel this, like, kind of wave of, like, take over you as you guys all level up to level 6 in the morning. And this, there's, like, the leveling is for us off the table, in this real world. You guys have way more experience than any of your other students. They've all been doing, like, the book learning side of adventuring, while you guys have been doing the adventuring part of adventuring. As you guys kind of get up at your various different locations in the morning, what are you doing? How are you feeling? What's going on?
It's Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Oh, Derek sleeps in until 7 a.m. when he then...
Oh god.
Oh, you got me. Nice.
And then he starts to make just a delicious protein breakfast with seasoning. He goes to town, salting the eggs, making sausage with a little bit of oil added on, a little hot sauce being added into the sausage. He's making bacon and not cutting off the fat part.
Wow.
He's going to town, and he's just feeling himself. Like, he's like, you know what? I'm not the problem. Not only am I not the problem, I'm Derek Michael Johnson. I am the person who fixes problems. I look at problems and say problems aren't problems for me. And he's just like, he's singing. He's singing to himself while he makes breakfast.
He's singing.
Yeah.
Make a performance check.
No, fuck.
No.
Charisma modifier, right? Yeah. That's a 21.
Did a nat 20, or was that
No,
just
I got
a
an
high
18.
number?
I
Okay.
had +3 to charisma.
Here's the thing. Derek has been in sports his whole life, so he's not really gotten to explore this other side, but Derek has a gorgeous singing voice. It's like rich and deep. Like, there's been other times at your school before when like the drama teacher would have overheard you singing somewhere and has tried to like con you into auditioning for the play. And maybe at the time you were too much of a hothead to be interested in the arts, or maybe you were really interested but your parents wouldn't let you. But like, you have a gorgeous singing voice, and as you're kind of, you're singing in the house and making all this breakfast, your grandma comes down and she is like, I didn't think I was going to hear you sing ever again. Oh my goodness, you are up late. We were, on the farm.
I slept until 7.
You deserve it. You do. Did you have fun last night? Are you making friends, sweetie? We love you so much.
You know, Granny, I'm making friends. I got two great friends. And you know what? I even went on a date, and I don't know if it's going to go anywhere, because right now she's not texting me. But you know what? I had a great time. And then I wink at her and go, twice.
Your grandma is like, oh, sweetie, you gotta learn boundaries one of these days. But I guess I'm happy you had some orgasms. And she like goes, like,
thanks, Granny. And then I hand her breakfast, which is 6 pancakes, some bacon, and some eggs.
As she's eating it, she's like, oh my god, is this flavored?
I put blueberries in the pancakes, Granny.
You used our seasonings. Derek, I'm so proud of you. These friends must really be influencing you in a very positive way. This is...
I let out one tear and go, yeah, they're good friends.
She comes up to you and she like puts her hand, she's a little, she's way shorter than you. She like puts her hand kind of on your shoulder. And she's like, darling, I have only ever wanted you to experience happiness. And I don't think it's something that you've really had in your life for a very long time. And she starts to tear up and she's like, I just love you a whole lot. And she goes and she sits down with you and she eats her breakfast and she asks you about classes and kind of like, what you're learning. Are you interested in anything specific?
Is my grandmother is a religious person, correct? She's part of that. She's that part of the family, correct?
Yeah.
Can I ask her about that lesser god that is nameless and see? And I kind of I described to her the basic story of him losing his power and like being forgotten in the histories, and see if she knows anything else about him.
Yeah, she thinks for a second, and I have a question. So, are both of your parents Goliaths as well, or
yes.
Are you like? Okay, cool.
I'm
cool.
I'm a purebred Goliath.
Your grandmother is also a Goliath, though she's on the smaller side for Goliaths, and she's older, so she's like lost a little bit of her height. And by that I mean she's 6 feet, as opposed to like
I'm looking down at her for my 7'4".
Yeah, exactly. She's like taller than probably some of the people in your life, but she's small. And she kind of pauses for a second and is like, it's interesting that you're interested in religions, and this is kind of the path you chose. You went with lesser gods. That's kind of what's you found interesting to yourself.
Yeah, they don't need to have a big name to have a big role in life. And I've started to pick that up even more so, knowing my new friends.
She kind of pauses and is like, well, I have an inkling of what you're speaking about. There's a god who there's several of gods who had their titles and their powers stripped away from them, but there was a god who was in more recent history that had some diminutive powers over a specific plane, and something about this planar god, some issue went down, and they had to be stripped of their title and their powers. But it's not a man; it was a woman.
My teacher didn't mention that. I would have figured she would have known. Granny, you're so wise.
Sweetie, I can go through some of my books and see what I can glean from those things. And your grandmother is like a religious scholar. Like, she is more than just someone who like is a religious grandmother. She's like basically has like a PhD in religious studies, essentially. And she doesn't talk about it very often because she is a farmer by trade, but she kind of is like, well, if we have some time today after we let out, the chickens and the goats and whatnot. I put down the book.
I put my hands on her hands and go, I will go do every last chore with regards to the animals, the yard, and the cleaning. If you can just find something out about this woman, I need to know something
That's
about
very
her.
That's very nice of you, sweetie. You're not as good at farm work as I am, so maybe we'll do it together.
I literally just throw my dish into the sink and sprint out like before she even says that. I'm already.
No, sweetie.
I got the chickens.
Maybe an animal handling check.
No, fuck. No, please don't.
Most importantly, they have to figure out the age-old question of who let the dogs out.
No.
That was the song I was singing when Granny came in.
Who?
This was so fun, guy.
Woo!
No! I think I killed one of the chickens.
What'd you get?
I rolled a 4.
A 4. With a 4, you go to do the chores, and you're just really bad at it. Like, that's just the answer, is that you don't, you go to open the gate, to let some of the animals out, and you, open it too wide, and you let, a whole other flock of animals out, and all those animals start fighting together. The pig pen gets open, and the pigs are running around and getting into mischief, and your grandma is reading from inside the house, but she keeps kind of looking up to be like, no, and she is not getting as much reading done as she would have. But as you're kind of out here for the next couple hours, I'd say it's around 9 a.m. As you're kind of dealing with some of these chores, you get a text message on your phone. It's a response from Margot. She texts back saying, yeah, I'm so sorry. We showed up to the party, and then I had friends there, and the party was kind of weird, so we went to my friend's place, and we just hung out. I should have texted you. I really want to see you again, and it'd be lovely to, chat, maybe outside of a place that's not my dorm room, winky face. Do you meet somewhere this morning by campus? Go on a little bit of a breakfast date?
I look up to the sky and realize if I'm going to say yes to this, I need to work with these animals even faster. So I just text, no. I'm too invested in my own self today. I'm feeling better about who I am as an individual. And I just go, can't helping my grandmother with the chores today, trying to give her the day off. Maybe I'll see you at work on Monday. And then I'm just going to put my phone away. And I go back to the chickens. Come here!
That's great. We're going to move over to That's cool.
I've been doing a lot of thinking about Derek. He needed a revamp in life.
We're going to move over to on campus. We'll swing, by Garth's dorm. Garth, what do you think? Wait, morning. What's your Saturday like?
So, in my ideal version of this cinematic cut from one scene to the other, I feel like we've got the image of the actual eggs, bacon, pancakes that Derek is cooking, and then the scene shifts over to eggs, bacon, pancake emojis and a question mark that Garth is texting into his phone to Lash. He sends that text, then tosses his phone on the bed. Does a little bit of a workout in his room. He doesn't go out into the woods because he knows that's no longer a good idea. And then he takes out his easel and painting materials and the crystal. And he is looking at it for inspiration as he tries to paint last night's battle.
Oh, fun. Okay, cool. Why don't you make me a performance check as well, I think, for art? What's your
Yeah, I guess. Oh, I have a -1 to performance. Wait, didn't we decide that painting's a wisdom thing?
Did we? I mean, yeah, it makes sense to me. You make a wisdom check.
Roll and fail, Dan. Roll with your -1.
I got a nat 1.
Got a nat 1.
There's no wrong way to paint. It's an abstract scene. It's fine. It's fine.
When you roll a nat 1, that is
definitely
objectively
what Garth
wrong.
tells himself when he finishes the painting.
I mean, here's the thing: painting is abstract, and you are getting better about it. The issue, though, is that you go to paint last night's battle, and you're just coming up empty. Like, there's no. It's hard to think about like what moment to paint and like what exactly you want to do, because as Garth has kind of tried to spend the last couple of weeks distancing himself from everything that's going down. So this is like maybe your first foray into like thinking about all this kind of stuff again. But also, the mystery is rich. You're looking at this crystal, and as you're looking at this crystal, there are these like, you can see there's a place in the crystal that's been off, which looks like, and you can kind of recognize this from a bunch of them, which is the place that they like, one person has to hold a crystal to control the elemental. So that's like, that piece is from this piece, and it looks like it's been like chiseled off of it for controlling purposes, because otherwise these things kind of just have a life of their own, essentially. But if you have a piece of it, you can kind of control it, essentially. And you're kind of looking at this thing, and it like, there's like this weird like twinkling effect happening on the inside of it, and also kind of like it looks almost like snow globe like, as like it seems like there's like something kind of moving almost in the light. The light's like refracting in a way that makes it like really seem like there's like some kind of life in here. It does kind of seem like a fire in a way. This is the fire one, and as you're kind of looking at this thing, you kind of glance up out your window, which you're on the third floor. You look out, your window looks out into the woods, because again, the woods surround this campus almost like a bowl. It's like all like the woods are thick, and this campus is almost like sat at the edge of it, essentially. But you're looking at the woods, and you see walking out of the woods one of these hippie-looking people, kind of by themselves and like looking back and forth and looking real paranoid, and then they kind of like think no one's watching them, and they duck and they walk to the arts building.
Why you gotta tempt me like this, Tess? Because I rolled in that one. Is that it?
And I'll tell you too, as you saw that hippie-looking person as they exited the woods, you're at a really very far distance, so it's super kind of hard to tell. But for like a moment, they don't really. There's like an inhumanness, and then it's as they exit the woods, it's gone, and they look human. And you're kind of here in this moment, and then Lash texts you back, and it's just you get too hungover, am legally dead. We'll text you for dinner. Sleep now. And that's kind of the whole thing. Andre, we're going to move up a floor to the fourth floor above. No, you're below Garth. I'm sorry. Garth is on the fourth floor. You're on the third floor. What's going on with you, Andre? You're rolling out of bed. What's your morning? What's your Saturday like?
Well, yesterday was obviously a dream. None of that could have actually happened because it was very strange. But it's strange that I would dream about my sister. So something must be up there. So I would like to find. I'm gonna attempt to find a way to get over to her apartment. I guess first I'm gonna text her, see if she's okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna say.
You text her dad?
Yeah, I'm just gonna say. Ask her if she's gonna be on campus today. Is she frozen for anyone else?
You get a text back.
Oh.
Pretty much immediately, you get a message back that says, this number has been discontinued.
Okay.
It's like an error message, being like, message was not able to send.
Okay. Well, that's weird. I should go check on her. I'm gonna try to find my way there. I don't have a mode of transportation. I don't want to bring my roommates, so I guess the first idea would be to ask Garth because he has a motorcycle. So I'm gonna knock on the roof above me. It's like, Garth, I need a ride.
Garth, you hear like a thud. Garth, I need a ride. Like it's hard to hear a little bit.
Garth packs up his painting supplies and does a little like two stomps down on the floor, and then descends the stairs
I'll meet him in the hallway.
on the
You meet him in the hallway. The two of you say anything? What do you say? as you see-
Hey,
Oh yeah, I need a ride to my sister's house, her apartment. I think I left something there.
are you okay?
Yeah. Are you okay?
I mean, yeah, I'm fine, I guess. You know, do you remember anything from last night, dude?
No, we went to that party and I got really drunk. And so drunk that I think I might have been hallucinating things. And then I passed out and just found myself here this morning.
I wanted to note as well, Andre still has horns.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Good thing I haven't
man.
looked in a mirror yet.
Yeah, you had an interesting night. And Garth is thinking to himself, like, he's not prepared to like rip the Band-Aid off all at once. He's like, yeah, you know what? Fuck it. I'll tell you about it on the ride over. And
Hop on the motorcycle.
yeah.
Cool. You head over to Odette's house.
Yeah, and I think that Garth is gonna be like a few minutes of riding in silence. They'll be like, so are we cool? Are we cool?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of things were said last night that
You seem kind of
probably
pissy,
weren't-
dude. I didn't want to
I get that a lot.
Andre's
I am very pissy. No, I get it. There's a lot going on, and I also understand that this seems to involve me more so than other people. And yeah, so if you don't wanna be a part of it, I was angry about it last night, but I also understand.
I mean, I really
Since I am
don't,
clearly the
like,
main character of this mystery.
I can't.
He doesn't say that.
No. I think Garth says, yeah. I mean, I'll be honest. I really don't, but I kind of do. And I was actually able to snag this. And just for a moment, he like takes the fire crystal out of his jacket pocket and flashes it for a second before putting it back away. He's like, I think this thing wants me involved, whether I want to be or not. So I
Wait,
just,
where did-
even if we weren't doing this together, I didn't want you to think like I didn't want to be friends with you guys, you know?
Yeah, I mean, okay. I took it personally last night. I will admit, I did take it personally last night what you said, but it helps hearing that. So thank you, but I'm a little bit confused. Where did that come from?
The fire elemental, dude. The one that you're. Okay, so you remember your sister, how I was like, yeah, I don't know if we can trust her with all these stones. And then it turned out we couldn't because she summoned a fire elemental last night before turning into one of those crazy bird ladies. And that's how you got knocked out. You really don't remember any of this?
No, she didn't. And
And where did you get those horns?
what the fuck? How did I fit this helmet on my head?
I was just thinking that.
Did you break the helmet?
A helmet with holes in the top of it. I thought I dreamt that. That couldn't have really happened.
That's the helmet Mikey usually wears.
Does Mikey have horns?
Isn't Mikey? Oh no, Mikey's a drow, not a tiefling. Never mind.
Oh, that would have been so convenient. I thought I dreamt all of that. So you're telling me my sister actually turned into a bird? That's not something that I made up.
I mean,
Because-
no, that was legit. I mean, it was kind of shitty, but it happened.
So legit.
We need to drive faster.
All
We need
right,
to get-
all right.
We need to get there quicker. We need to go fast now.
I'm going at the speed limit. All right, it's early.
Yeah, do you speed up at all, Garth, or did you go at the speed limit?
I think we're going. I mean, Garth drives like Garth is not a slow driver. Like I don't think it's like he's not driving like we're suddenly in emergency. His natural, I think his usual speed is just perfectly adequate.
You get to Odette's quote unquote apartment. As you show up, it's in like so the way that your school's kind of up on a hill, and you drive down, and like on that strip there's a big like grocery stores and chain restaurants and stuff. But then you get into town. It's this cute little strip in town that has a bunch of like local mom and pop shops, and then beyond that is like the giant local library, a whole mess of churches, and the residential area. And as you're in this residential area, you pull up to what is Odette's quote-unquote apartment, and it's like a giant colonial house. Like it's like a whole house that she was living in by herself, essentially. She just didn't want to, she called it a small apartment because she didn't want anyone.
I should have mixed that.
True villain.
What a spoiled brat.
As you pull up to the house, both of you can make me perception checks.
Reginald?
And did either of you text Derek?
No one has my phone number. They never asked for it.
Shoot, did I forget to ask for it? Oh.
Is there a chance that we exchanged numbers last night after the fight?
Can we say I gave my number to Garth?
Yeah, you can have given your number to Garth. It makes sense that Andre wouldn't have your number. Andre probably has your number, but it's not saved, so he can't find it because he doesn't save any phone numbers.
That sounds so
he doesn't care about it.
I did make it canon that I gave Derek a fake phone number last time. He tried to text me, or he tried to call me.
Fake phone number.
So we could say I shot Derek a text as we were like walking to the bike. I got a 22 perception.
I got
okay,
8.
cool. You got an 8. Andre, with your 8, you show up the giant, beautiful house, and all you feel is anger because this house is beautiful, and you were living in a crappy dorm room with 3 fucking stoners. Like this is beautiful. Garth, as you get here, you have a different observation. It's a big house, and it's nice and all, but it looks a little unoccupied. And like it's been occupied for a couple weeks now. Maybe even the entire time you've been here. There's a lot of mail piled up on the front porch that seems like it's been like waterlogged because of the various times that it's rained and stuff, but is like remained out here essentially. They're just like, it seems a little like overgrowth and like there's like rain splatter stains on a lot of places, and it just seems a little bit like it was occupied maybe for the first week in September and has not been since.
I would like to investigate for her butler. I want to find Reginald.
Okay, cool.
I think that if Andre goes to approach the front door, Garth is gonna like hold him back for just a moment and be like, "This doesn't look right. Seems like no one's been here for a little while, but I don't know."
It's one
If
person.
they tried to clear out, is it just one person, or is it a bunch of bird ladies?
I guess I don't know anymore. I can't answer that question confidently anymore.
Let's just check the perimeter real quick.
All right.
All business.
Perimeter check.
Yeah,
All right.
perimeter check.
How long will it take for Derek to run to Odette's house?
Oh, you're not gonna borrow your grandfather's truck? You're gonna run?
Well, we only have a tractor, not a truck.
I've established in the beginning your grandpa has a truck.
Oh, he has a truck?
Yep.
Can I ask my grandfather for the truck?
Yeah, you ask your grandfather for the truck, and he sighs a sigh of relief as you like put down a goat that you were holding wrong, like, trying to feed it.
I was
and
holding it by the legs like this, upside down.
yes. Take the truck. Just put down Spanky.
Oh yeah, sorry. I put down Spanky body first, and then roll it onto his legs. And then I just pat Spanky on the head like, "Good Spanky!" And then I grab the truck and I whip it out. Like almost
So
having
it definitely took like Garth and Andre about 10 minutes to ride in on the motorcycle from campus. You're 10 miles away, you're driving. You'll probably get there about 10 minutes after they've gotten there, essentially. Maybe
Cool.
15, depending on
I just text Garth, so happy you texted me, on my way, truck style.
Truck style.
Garth puts his phone on Do Not Disturb. No, can I give Andre the help action with an investigation check around the perimeter?
Sure, yeah.
So I rolled a 6 and a 7.
Fuck.
Oh,
So that'll be a 7.
okay. Plus what?
That's
That
with
is
the
the
plus.
plus.
You don't have an intelligence modifier?
No. I rolled a 3 and a 4, which
Oh, for
equals 6 and a
fuck's
7.
That's
I was
the
trying to make it
Jake way,
sound
baby.
That's about right. So you guys go to check the perimeter. Both of you are like being like super investigating, and you find nothing. There is like just a house. You can get to the backyard. It's a gorgeous backyard that looks like it was like set up for like a theoretical party that never happened. But there's not any signs of life outside the house.
Cool.
So are we in the clear now? Can I look for Reginald?
You want to go inside the house?
Reginald!
Do
you want-
I'm just gonna
front door
scream
check
out.
around the back?
There's a back
Um,
door. You can sneak into the back door or one of the windows if you'd like.
Yeah, I mean the front door's probably locked, so let's try to go through the back.
Yeah, Garth will
Back
try and
door.
access the back door.
Now, either of you trying to sneak? Do you want to roll stealth, or are you just walking in?
Yeah, I'll roll stealth.
Welcome to roll stealth.
You know, Margot lets you use the back door.
All right.
You cannot.
Get
you
outta here.
cannot dictate that for my characters.
I got a dirty 20 to stealth.
I got an 11.
An 11. Okay. Yeah. Andre, you're silent. Absolutely silent as you kind of sneak into the house.
No, it's
Garth,
weird. She kind of redecorated this to look like our living room. I know all the places to stop.
Garth, you're like going to be quiet, and you're like kind of quiet at first, and then as you go to close the door because you're the second one in, it like as it like very loud noise as you close it.
Classic.
Okay, well, if we're being sneaky, I'm gonna try to communicate with Reginald silently, and I'm gonna cast message to Reginald. So if he's
Okay,
within
so-
100 feet,
Wait, hang on. Before you do that, as the door creaks close, there's like a pause moment. You go to kind of cast message, and you hear distantly from one of the rooms upstairs, "Is someone there? Help! Help!"
that doesn't sound good. Let's run.
Yeah. Garth will move briskly, but also roll insight because he experienced a trap like this before a couple years back, and that
Excellent.
altruistic impulse nearly got him killed.
I think I'm just running. I don't think I'm.
It's only a 7 insight.
7 insight. Yeah, you're pretty suspicious. This could be a trap.
All right, Andre, hold up! But he's already running.
That's
He's
a
already
risk
run
I'm willing
ahead.
to take.
That's a risk
Reginald!
I'm willing to take.
You go upstairs. You're running around through the top couple floors. There's like 3 floors to this house and the basement. You're like opening up the various doors, and then as you get to like the top floor, you don't have to search anymore because what you see is bloody footprints heading toward one of the bedrooms in the corner.
Oh no! I'm gonna cast Mage Armor on myself and walk in, open the
Okay.
door slowly, and peek my head through.
You do that.
Reginald!
You look into this room. You see Reginald barely alive,
Oh,
crumpled on the
Oh.
floor. It looks like he is blood and stabbed, and he has like an arrow in his side, and he is bleeding out.
God help him. I'm gonna run over and can I try to like? I'm gonna grab like a towel or something and try to like wrap it around a wound. Can I try to make a medicine check to stabilize him?
Yeah. Garth, are you helping? Are you doing anything?
Yeah.
Reginald, what the fuck?
How close am I?
Well, you're probably like 5 minutes away.
Oh my god, damn it.
Should I roll a medicine check?
Sorry, what'd you get for your medicine?
15.
15. Did you roll help from Garth?
I did.
Oh,
I
no.
don't know if I want to do one of my own or
You probably want to do one.
a 15 stabilizes somebody, I think. Anyway.
Yeah.
Let's do it with help. 19.
19 with help. The two of you kind of like bend down and you like rip up some towels and like kind of go into like, mode. Like you like kind of like, so, unconsciously start like helping this guy repair him up, and you stabilize him. You absolutely do. You're like able to like, get the towels are soaking up a lot of the blood from the major stab wounds, but he still is covered in stab wounds and has been stabbed a whole bunch. His vital organs are not doing well. He should probably get to the hospital.
I think Garth is like looking right. He's like, hey, stay with me. Where's the first aid kit? Where is it?
We're elves. We don't need first aid kits.
Son of a bitch. He runs to the bathroom.
That was a very stupid
question.
question, Garth.
That was a very stupid answer!
No, it's not.
Excuse you, are you an elf?
Elves need medicine still!
No, we don't.
You guys aren't perfect!
Our blood is too pure for that, please.
All right.
Garth, I don't think it's safe to take him on your motorcycle. We need another mode of transportation. Reginald, is the limo around?
He's like, no, she took it. She
What does she need a car for? She can fly! Ah, fuck! How do we know that has a car? I'm not calling the stoners. I'm sorry, Reginald. I'm not calling them.
Yeah, as you guys are having this conversation, you hear like a truck noise, like an old jalopy truck, like really loud truck noises.
But you also, out the radio, just hear "Sweet Caroline." Ba, ba, ba.
Derek is coming through like a beautiful Saturday morning, windows rolled down, the like breeze on your face. As he pulls up, you're hearing this like loud truck, but also Derek singing "Sweet Caroline." Ba ba ba.
I scoop up Reginald, and I don't know if Derek sees me. I don't know if the front door is a push or a pull, but I imagine he kicks it, just like reverse newlyweds, just like running out to the truck.
Yeah. You're running out to the truck. Derek, you're sitting here for like 1 second, and then you see the two of them covered in blood running out of this house, holding on to like a bloody elven man. And they like put him in the back of your truck bed. What do you do?
I go, who the fuck is that?
It's Reginald.
Derek, this is Reginald. We need to go to the hospital. Garth, wait. You said the place looks like it's been empty, right?
The place, well, you didn't really check inside the house besides for Reginald.
Yeah, I would love to do that.
Garth, you stay back. I want you to check this place out. Meet us at the hospital. Derek, I need you to drive. Reginald,
why are
I'm
we
gonna
going
stand
to
in
the
back with you.
hospital? And then
Now's not the time for questions, Derek. Now's the time for you to start driving.
I cast Cure Wounds on him.
You cast Cure Wounds on him, and that helps him a little bit, but he's still bleeding out. He has like vital internal organs that have been popped.
Ballsack, I was really hoping.
Derek, now's the time for driving.
How many hit points did you give him?
Oh yeah, let me roll that. It's a D6, right?
Cure Wound's a D8.
D8. Oh, I wrote down the wrong notes. 3 HP.
Plus your charisma mod.
6 HP.
6 HP. He's definitely not going to die right here and now, but he does need like surgery.
Okay. How far away is the hospital?
Oh, it's like a 5-minute drive from here.
Okay. I push Andre out of the truck and say, "Stay with him. No one's by themselves anymore." And I book it and bring Reginald to the hospital.
Okay.
Okay. Cool.
I don't want Garth staying by himself. That's dumb too.
Do you know how to check this man into the hospital?
I'm gonna fucking drop him off at the front door. Who cares? I'm gonna bring him in and go, he needs help, and then I'm gonna leave.
I'm sure the Majmal family has a very generous insurance plan.
Oh shit! Did I get his wallet? Does he have his insurance card?
Yeah. So you go to drive to the hospital.
Yeah.
The other two see you back at the house. What are you doing?
Yeah, let's do some looking around. Yeah, I guess if there's an office, I feel like that's the first place to check.
I'm going to her bedroom.
Yeah.
That should probably be used very much.
Each of you are welcome to roll investigation for inside the house.
And as I go through, I'm muttering under my breath about how fucking gaudy everything is and how bad she is at decorating. 9 investigation.
9. Andre, you can roll it with advantage. This is your list.
Aha.
Fat load of help that'll be, I'm sure. I got an 11.
What'd you
And
get?
investigation. Ha.
So the two of you go into the house and you
Throw
start
that dice away.
I used both my only 2 dice.
get more dice. The two of you start to rummage around the house. You're pulling apart kind of things, and as you're here, I'll give you this. What you realize is that, like I said, this house has been untouched since the first week of school. You see in the hamper the outfits that you saw Odette in the first week, but you don't. It just seems like there's none of her other clothing has been touched. None of her books have been touched. She's extremely studious, and it doesn't seem like anything has really been disturbed. Things have collected a little layer of dust in her room. As you're checking around for Reginald's room, it seems like he's kept the house up except for her bedroom, and he hasn't touched the mail. Those are theoretically maybe orders that he was given by her before whatever happened. But the rest of the house seems relatively clean and kept up because Reginald has just been here doing his job. And you also remember that you haven't really seen Reginald since the first week of school either.
How long could he have been in there for? I don't want to think about it.
I don't know.
I'll take her mail.
Find anything here? Yeah, take her mail, I guess.
And I'll read it while we're waiting for Reginald at the hospital.
Cool. Do you guys do anything else? You head over to the hospital?
Yes, that was the plan.
Yeah, I guess Garth's gonna peek into the basement real quick, just in case he sees anything creepy. But
Okay.
if there's
Sure. You pee in the basement. It's horrifying. It's the basement. It's dank and gross. It has not been redone. And you can roll me an extra investigation check as you go to the basement.
How long does this investigating take them?
We'll do that in a second. Hang on.
No, time-wise.
Yeah, give me a second.
Okay.
5.
5. Andre, if you want to check in the basement as well, I'll let you do another investigation.
Hey, 19.
19! Okay, cool. You guys go down to this basement. It is weird and dank, creepy. And it's creepy because it's a basement, but at first, Garth goes down there and he's like, I don't see anything, it's just a basement. Andre, you go down there knowing that your sister's a fan of secret rooms and secret compartments. It's very much so her jam. And as you get down to this basement, you see that this basement is not as dusty. This basement has been more recently used. And you're kind of poking around a little bit, and you are able to move a thing, and the back room, a secret room in the back, theoretically, kind of opens up. And
Seriously, a book lever, she's not even trying. This is...
Honestly, it's a little embarrassing I didn't catch it.
I didn't want to say anything to hurt your feelings, but...
as you get to this back room, you see chains. Chains that look like they were holding somebody up to the wall. And you also see that the room is covered in feathers. And there's some feathers in the basement area.
Kinky.
I didn't want to say it, but I thought in my head, I hope I'd never say this, but I hope this is a sex thing.
I really hope my sister's
both
not
of you have an internal
sexy.
moment as you try not to get turned on by the chains in this room. And
I don't think that's what Garth's into.
Definitely what Derek's into, and I hope Derek shows up soon.
to get away from the creepiness, you kind of, as you're looking around at this room, it seems like it was this like I said, this bottom half of the house has been in use theoretically. It has these feathers kind of a bunch of places on the floor, these long kind of weird pointy looking black feathers that are like, if you pick them up a little sharp, neither of you hurts yourselves on them, but as you're kind of touching them, the edges are like razor blades almost. And you see at these chains, they're open, nothing shackled here right now. But on the ground, kind of by where these chains are, is a very small, ornate tennis bracelet. If you don't know what that is, it's like, a bracelet that's covered in rhinestones, like really beautiful gems. It's your sister's. It has her initials on it and like on the back side of it. And Odette has it's on the ground here.
I'm taking it.
Okay.
I'm gonna put it on for a second.
You put it on for a second? You put it on for a second, nothing happens. Just a tennis bracelet.
I just kind of look at it and I go, she has the worst taste. And I take it off and put it in my pocket.
So, what do we think? Does this make it seem like is she a victim here or a perp? What do you think?
I mean, it was her house. It would be weird if something broke into her house and then I feel like Reginald... Well, I guess we have to ask Reginald that question. Reginald would know. I don't know how to tell the difference in these situations. I'm in a little bit over my head here.
That's all right.
This is a lot to take in.
As you're also having this conversation here in this back room, you look toward one of the corners in the room where there's a work table, and underneath this table is a safe.
Can I put the code in as her birthday? The code?
Yeah, you put her code in for the birthday. Yeah, roll me like it's like lock picking, like dexterity. Let's see,
12.
12. Okay. Safe doesn't break. As you put this code in, it seems like it almost goes green and then it goes red. Like the code has been changed.
How large a safe is it?
Not that big. Probably like kind of just big, like a small like toaster oven sized.
Great. Garth will grab it.
Okay. Cool. It's heavy. I won't make you make a strength check, but it's heavy.
Yeah, that's okay.
If you were worrying about you guys being adventurers in the woods and being encumbered, you'd be encumbered by carrying this thing. But it's it's fine. Cool. Do you guys do anything else, or do you head over to the hospital?
I guess it would be cheap to ask since we've already rolled shitty investigation checks. You would have said if we'd found a combination, if we'd rolled well enough, right? Or maybe not. I don't know. I'm trying to decide if I want to smash
with
the.
With 19, you found the safe. That's what I gave you for the 19 and this room.
And it's like a number pad, right, as opposed to like one of those. Okay.
Number pad.
I kind of want to just try to just rip it open, but I don't think that'd be prudent.
Is it like a physical lock, or is there a magic lock holding it in place? Can I?
You can roll Arcana.
Yeah.
I want you to know, if they take longer than 10
20.
minutes, I already drove back from the hospital.
Our plan was to meet at the hospital, Bert.
We're gonna get to you in a second. What'd you get?
A dirty 20.
A dirty 20. Okay, with your dirty 20 Arcana, you kind of go to like touch this thing, and you feel remnants of your sister's magic. Your sister is very, very powerful magic, and you feel that at one point this did have an arcane lock, and the arcane lock was broken, and now it is just being locked by physical locking mechanism.
Huh. Okay.
Is
That
your
kinda
sister the
sucks.
kind to leave a trap in here, or should I just try to, bust it open?
I don't know what to expect from her anymore. Before a few hours ago, I would have told you that she isn't a bird person, and now she is. So, your guess is as good as mine.
I'm gonna let someone with more skilled hands take a look at this before I take a crack at it.
Carries the safe up.
Okay, cool. You guys go to carry the safe. You get on the motorcycle. You start heading to the hospital. Derek, we're going to cut over to you. So you get to the hospital with Reginald. He is, in the back of your truck, and he can't really stand on his own right now. I mean, he's doing better, but he's not, doing great. So you have to, carry him into the hospital, theoretically.
I fireman carry him.
Fireman carry him. I gotta, hang on. Above table, pause. Fireman carry.
Yo, what's
over
up?
the shoulder,
So
this.
it's over the shoulders, if you put if it went over both shoulders.
Like over both shoulders.
And you
Got it,
grab
got
it.
it.
So your
You
shoulders,
do
your
that,
neck,
and he
and your arms.
Screams out in pain as you bend him over the back of your. Oh, my organs!
I know it hurts, but this is how I run the fastest. And I'm just
You could bridal
sprinting.
carry me.
I'm
My elven
sprinting with
organs.
him.
My dainty elven organs. You bring him in. As you do this, huge man holding a large elf. Elves are tall. Hospital doors. The emergency room is like, what? And nurses kind of come running around you, and they're like, who are you? Who is this man? Is everything okay?
Give me a bed stat. This man needs new organs.
Oh, that's not the way this works. Is there an emergency? Do you need what's?
I'll show you an emergency, and I slap him down on a table and go, look at that! Look at that! He needs help!
Oh my God, Reginald, on the nurses' station in the ER, laid out. You pulled over files and pens and pins are everywhere.
Blood is everywhere too.
There was a gurney right there.
I needed a bed stat.
Oh my God, do you have this man's insurance information?
I start digging through his pocket.
Of course, it's the first question they ask.
You got me.
Hospital's always looking for that cheap dollar on a dying man.
My family's too rich to give him
You're digging
insurance.
around, you don't find a wallet. He's like, what are you doing? That hurts. Somehow even that hurts.
I grab him by the face and go, where's your insurance? We need your insurance.
Just bill it to the Mossmon family. And the hospital's like, yes, okay, we have an account. And it's very calmly starts to admit him. They're like, can you please get him off of our nurses' station?
Not until you fix his new and give him new organs.
We're working on it, sir. We're trying. We're only hospital professionals.
Well, I guess I'm trying too then, aren't I?
You see that they there's a couple doctors come by with a gurney and they get him off of the nurses' station, and they kind of start to get him bandaged up, and they're going to bring him back to surgery to kind of deal with him.
As he's pulled away from me, I very softly start going, Sweet Caroline.
Pop bridge strategy.
And in this moment, when Garth and Andre pull up to the hospital, safe in
Wait!
hand.
They got here so fast!
The moment of you at the hospital took longer than
That was
came on.
what the audience's experience was like a 30-second cut of a 10-minute scene.
Yes,
where
exactly. That was a smaller version of the larger scene. There was a lot of nurses asking you more insurance questions, despite the fact that they have the information. They want to know who you are, how you know this man. Did you do this to him? Should we call the police?
Well, why do they always gotta blame the Goliath? Just because I'm a Goliath doesn't mean I'm violent. As I have a bag of weapons and footballs.
They look at your wall or whatever you have, and they're like,
I have a Morning Star.
Cool. The other two show up at the hospital. What are you? Three of you are here together. What are you doing?
Is Reginald okay? Did he make it?
Yeah, they're giving him new organs.
I ask
Sir,
a nurse?
he's misspoken. We can't give him. We are repairing him. We have our best clerics and clerical doctors back there doing their work.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
This is a world where magic and science needs to come together. So the clerics can patch him up, but doctors need to get in there to make sure it's not happening haphazardly. In my head, a cleric heals you and it bends your muscles back together.
And what insurance does Helm take?
You gotta pay the clerics to be here. That's why you need insurance.
Sure.
I'm dying. I am dying right now. I need insurance.
I would love just like an awkward 15 seconds of us in the waiting room, just magazines, elevator music, just
After the craziest morning you had, the three of you covered in blood, you're sitting here in this waiting room listening to Muzak. do just.
Does anyone want? I don't know. This is a hospital, right? Don't they usually have cafeterias? Do you guys want coffee or something? Is that what you're supposed to do? Get people coffee?
Garth does a double take at Andre, and perhaps the most the most generous thing he's ever offered to do thus far. And he's like,
Yeah, I actually could go for a cup of coffee if you're going to grab some.
I'd like a latte.
Okay.
Andre, you head to the cafeteria, get some coffees. What's anyone else doing? What are you guys up to? What are you?
I would like to text Mikey.
Okay.
Ooh.
And ask if any of his more quick-fingered friends are around this afternoon.
You get a text back pretty immediately from him, and he's, it's a crazy party last night, man. I can't believe I didn't see you. I went home with this girl. Oh my god, she was incredible, man. I got to tell you about her later. But yeah, if you come over to the apartment, man, I've been taking some lockpicking classes. I've gotten pretty good as an elective. You should bring it by. Whatever you need, I'll steal some stuff for you. What are we robbing?
Wow.
Dope. I'll explain more at home.
Hell yeah.
I like Mikey's energy.
He takes me back. Well, first I gotta go from her place to mine. I went to her place last night. He is elated.
I send him a thumbs up emoji.
He sent you a heart emoji because men can love each other back.
Bro, you won't believe it. I had sex, bro.
I don't believe it. No, I'm kidding.
When I see
a man in his mid to late 20s, but he's still not as experienced as he'd like to be. There's no measure. Do whatever you'd like. He'd like to be more experienced than he is.
When I see Garth take his phone out, I realize that we're not going to end up talking. So I also take my phone out. And I text Margot and go, hey, things ended up being a lot crazier today than I thought, and maybe I want to grab a drink later. I think I need a drink.
You get a text back, and she's like, "Yeah, a little bit of hair on the dog. I thought that I'd never be able to drink again, but absolutely, I'll grab a drink with you."
I'm not, and I clarify after she says that. I'm like, I mean one drink. I'm not getting drunk again. Last night was a lot.
She texted me. She was like, that works well for me. I kind of have something I have to do in the afternoon. A little bit of an emergency, but I'll see you in the evening.
Feels like I just text back, parallel lives, and I send a picture of the ER room.
You get a picture. You get a picture back from her, and you're welcome to roll insight on the picture.
Ooh, okay. Fuck yes! Oh yes! 24.
24. Okay. She sends you this picture back. It's a pretty cute picture. She looks kind of cute. You see in the background of her photo that she's like standing in front of a house, like a kind of like a corner of a big house. And you didn't spend a lot of time there 20 minutes ago, but it looks real similar to the house you just pulled up in front of.
I
I
grab Garth's wrist and go, "We need to leave.
What's up?
We don't need coffee. We need to go back to that house now, and stealthily." And I show him the picture.
All right. Oh fuck. Yeah, let's get the kid and go.
I think I fucked an evil.
What?
I fucked an evil.
Is that a thing the kids are saying now? Is that?
Bro, I think she's evil, and I fucked her.
My condolences.
Garth's been there. It's it happens.
Who hasn't fucked an evil in their day? So then I'm going to tell Garth, I'm going to give him my keys and go get the truck. I'm going to get Andre. We're out of here. I run down to wherever the coffee is, and I just pick up Andre. I don't even say anything.
I'm like paying for the coffee,
and I just
with
pick
like
him up by
the
the
little
waist.
change that I have left.
I pick
And
him
I
up by
just
the
drop a
waist,
couple
put him on my
coins.
arm, and start running. I'm like, we have to go, man.
The
And
coffee
then
spills on the
Andre
ground.
was the football.
Andre
What
has
if-
become the football.
What is Andre if not just a 6-foot tall football?
And then I also, while I'm running with him, I like show him the picture so he understands that like I'm not being crazy here.
Cool.
No, this is totally normal. You picked me up. This is fine.
Are you getting used to it?
I don't know if I ever will.
Okay. Well, I don't think I'm gonna stop.
You can roll insight to see if I secretly like it or not.
Alright, I'm gonna roll insight. I'm
Wait, I don't know if I get to dictate that. That was a joke. I did.
Well, I rolled a nat 20 on the insight.
That one's not going on the board.
That's
He
okay.
hates it.
He hates it. Oh,
He hates it.
Garth pulls around with a truck. He's proficient in vehicles, in land vehicles, so he
see, alright, so I'm gonna take Andre. I just put him in the front seat and I jump in the back and hold on. Like I'm in the bed.
now Garth is speeding.
Now what?
Garth is
Now
speeding.
Garth is speeding.
Now Garth is speeding. Okay, great. As you guys speed back to the house, I need everybody... Well, no, I guess I need Garth to roll me a
Stealth?
stealth check, yeah, for speeding, to not, you
Oh
know...
yeah, I'll drive
Get away from the
stealthily.
cops.
Oh, I was
Drive-
more
I
worried.
drive like really fast until we're like 2 blocks away, and then I like tear around the corner, and so we can approach from like the side.
This is what I
But
was
he hasn't
hoping.
done evasive driving in a very long time.
It's very rarely needed.
But I got a 21 stealth.
Incredible. Yeah, you beat me. You do exactly that. You don't get stopped by any cops as you speed through this
Oh.
very residential area. As you like whip around corners, children have to like dive out of the street. You know, like when kids play in the street and they go, car! It like happens all a little too fast. You don't hit anybody, but it's definitely causing
Wait.
a little bit of
Was I the only person who didn't even think about the idea of cops pulling us over?
Yeah.
I figured
That's
if
what I-
Tess wanted it to happen, she'd make it happen, and if she didn't, then we just keep it going.
If you rolled lower than they had rolled, they would have caught you, but you rolled higher than them. That's
All right, cool, good.
They were too busy downtown with a different speeding driver.
They're actually too busy heading to the hospital because the hospital's called the cops on the 3 guys who showed up with a bloody man.
It's cool. Reginald's gonna tell them we rescued him. It's cool. It's all good.
Wait, he's your butler, right? We're fine.
He's
We're
not
fine.
Andre's butler.
Family butler.
He's his butler in here.
Where it matters.
Okay, cool. So you guys show back up to the house. Are you getting out of the car? Are you driving right up to it, or are you getting out and walking?
No, yeah. So I
We're
think
walking.
I think
Can we
like
make a game
half
plan in the
block.
car?
Can we
Sorry?
game plan while we're driving real quick?
Sure.
What are we gonna do when we show up? How are we gonna handle this? What's happening? What do you know about Margot that we don't know?
I know she's got a fat ass. I mean, I'm
All right.
sorry.
Toss him out of the
car. It's my car. No. So, what I know is, when we hang out, she has a little bit of a dark side to her. So, like, I don't want to call her like one of the emo kids, but like, you know, if she's at the house where they found the bloody man, I don't want to rule it out. She might be one of the emo kids.
Do you know any of her friends? Do you know if she's friends with any of them?
She just tells me she has friends. I haven't seen any of them. And I didn't want to admit this to you guys, but when I had sex with her, I think the gem fell out of my pants, and then I left it there.
Hey,
nothing we can do about
it could
that.
happen. It could happen to any of us.
Right? Like,
If I had a dollar, let me tell you.
we've all lost a gem,
Andre
right?
lying through his teeth. If I've had $1 for every time I've had sex with somebody.
I mean, at this point we've all lost the gem once. You know, like, I guess it was just my turn.
I think also, just to be clear, the safe is now locked in the truck cab, half a block down, and I think we should make our approach. I think Garth's just saying,
Look, she clearly hasn't told you everything she's up to. She's clearly into some bad shit, but we don't know how many of her friends are there. We don't know what's going on. So just be ready for anything, all right?
But also, if you remember, she did fight that elemental when it showed up that one time.
Yeah.
So did my sister.
So did his sister.
Oh my god, they all...
Things are escalating. You know, the lesson I'm learning from today and last night is just women are not to be trusted ever. That is a thing. Sorry, I just had to make it uncomfortable.
Alright, and that's the end of this podcast. We will see you next time with brand new players.
I have to go drive to Massachusetts and fight Jake. So I'll be... find you at a Denny's party.
Wait, did Odette fight, or wasn't that Renata?
Yeah.
No, it was
Odette
Renata.
also helped
Renata.
out.
That fight was Renata, Lash, and Margot were helping you
Yeah,
out.
so Odette didn't fight that.
Odette fought the one in the gym.
Oh,
She did do that.
Gym.
yeah.
The first time.
Garth would like to make a perception check as we approach to see if he can see anybody outside. I guess a stealth check first.
Sure, yeah. All of you should make stealth checks if you'd like. If not, then
I have disadvantage on stealth.
you're welcome. You don't have to, but you're welcome to.
I think
I got
it's
a
very important.
16.
17.
Because here's the thing: is if Margot's not evil, I really don't want her to think I'm spying on her. Because I kind of like her still.
We have a reason to be here. It's my sister's apartment. House. It's a house now.
16, 17. What else?
5.
5. Okay. And you guys are all welcome to make me perception checks as you approach.
5's probably good enough.
It only makes sense that the 7'4" guy can't be
I
stealthy.
got a 13.
Perception.
You got a 13?
8.
17.
17. So as you guys all kind of as stealthily as you can, try to like get to the house. Though of course, Derek has a very hard time ever being stealthy because he is 7'4" and cannot like. You guys are like ducking behind like bushes and trees. You're like what the camera would see is like you two like ducking behind stuff, but then just Derek the whole time. Like Derek's upper torso and face, like never not seeing Derek, but like sparingly seeing.
I have like a branch just in front of my face.
And you guys, as you approach the house, the other two are, a little too concentrated, trying to be their stealthiest as they can. Garth, you're like, scoping out this house as kind of being the potential target of something. And as you're looking around, what you see here that you didn't see before, flying above the house, 3 of these, like, bird-like creatures.
I want to fight them.
Abort. Let's go.
But did you see Margot?
I saw 3 bird ladies. That's enough for me.
Yeah, we could barely deal with one.
And yeah, no, Garth is definitely not trying to have this fight at this level of preparation.
Yeah, I'm with him. Can we wait? All right, so maybe we don't. Maybe
You're
we
just gonna
don't.
have to text her later, dude.
Wait. Get in the car. But maybe we don't go into there, but maybe we stay a little bit away and we wait and we see if Margot is leaving and we can tail her.
Are you saying stakeout?
Yes?
No, I think that's a bad idea.
I reach into my bag and look for some steaks.
Oh, wait, actually, do you want to roll for your food for the day?
Oh my god, please. If I roll a nat 20, can I have steaks?
Wait, you don't want to... You think the birds would attack us if we're following her?
All Garth knows is that a single one of those creatures half killed him in a single round. 2 of the 3 of us have been severely injured by these creatures.
Derek
three of them,
I'm so ready to fight.
3 of them is absolutely ludicrous.
Food preparation was that 9 or 6? A 9. I had to read
A 9.
A 9
Okay,
for
cool.
food prep.
With a 9 for your food for the day, you can give somebody a D6 of healing, and a 9 probably means it's not bad. You have like a little bag of it's like Cheerios, raisins, and peanuts. It's just like kind of a little weird gorp bag. It's a small bag of it. It's not anything. It's not a bad snack, but it's also not the tastiest snack.
It's a rushed trail mix.
Yeah, it's a real rushed trail mix. Okay, cool. So what are you guys doing?
I'm in agreement that we shouldn't fight these 3 bird ladies right now, but I also want to know what's going on with Margot. Should we... I mean...
I have an idea.
You know where she lives, right? Like, we could set up an ambush and question her.
Wait, I have a question. I want to.
There's some shit going on.
I want to look at the photo.
I want to paint this picture for a second. All of you guys are in the cab of this truck, which is like a smaller truck. You can't all sit here, but it's like a driver's seat, a like jumper seat, like a mojo seat in the middle, and then like the passenger seat. So like Andre, I assume, is like crammed into this tiny middle seat. All 3 of you, person to person, squished in here, whispering about
I look at the photo that Margot sent me, and I cast locate object on like the shirt that she's wearing.
Oh.
Um,
Okay.
Can he do that? I think he can do that.
Yes! I did something
sick.
smart for once!
Okay, you cast locate
It
object.
is a second level spell, so I feel
That was
like
really good.
I just want to know is she in the house pretty much? So like
Yeah, you cast locate object. She's at that house.
she's in the house.
Do we want to try to confront her? Obviously not confront her here. Bad idea. But do we want to try to confront her later?
I have a date
set
with
up...
her later tonight.
We've got intel in that safe.
I think we leave.
I think we should look at it before we send it right back in enemy hands.
At this point,
Okay.
I think I use my date tonight to gain intel while she doesn't know that I know.
And Garth
Okay.
and I can work on that safe.
Yeah.
Let's get
Also,
the,
you left your motorcycle at the hospital, so
Yeah,
let's go
well,
back there.
I gotta go
before
back
we-
there.
Let's get back to the hospital. Check on Reginald.
Cool.
I'm gonna give the hospital my number as contact for Reginald.
Okay,
So
cool.
they
Yeah,
can
Reginald's
contact
still
me.
in surgery. He's still being kind of dealt with. But you go back to the hospital. You give them your number.
I drive at the speed limit on the way back.
They're at the speed limit on the way back. So where is the party branching off right now? Because your like drinks date with Margot is like early dinner time, and it's
Right.
not exactly. You guys are at like the middle of the day right now. So you can head over to the dorms to meet up with Mikey, or what are you guys doing?
I think that's the move.
I go
Yeah, if we can
home
get
and
that done.
shower. Because I
Can
still am
you-
hopeful that
Wait,
she
no,
might
come
not
with
be-
us.
I can't take the safe on my bike. I need you.
Oh, right.
Oh wait, I did. I took it on the way there. I guess we were
You
awkwardly
did, but
holding
I
it.
hold it.
Difficult and not necessarily sustainable.
Also,
Yeah.
we have look. You can use one of the showers at our dorm, but we
Do you have-
want you here in case we need whatever we find. We don't know what we're gonna find. You could offer some
I
insight.
look at both of you and go, do you guys have cologne?
Uh,
No,
More has cologne.
I was asking Garth, Andre. I don't really like your scent that much. I love you, but I don't like your scent.
no, it's for a refined palate. It's okay.
Yeah, I'm. But Garth, I mean,
One of my roommates has cologne. You'll be fine.
Great, okay. Just in case she's not evil, I want to smell nice.
Just in case she's not evil.
I have a feeling if she's
Sure.
not evil, she's not showing up for this date. Just putting that out there. There were 3 bird ladies out there. If she runs
if she
into them,
doesn't
then
show
she's
up for the
not
date,
evil.
I know where I'm going.
Okay, that's fair.
Also, at
You're
this
gonna-
point, Andre, I need your phone number.
Oh yeah, that's probably important. I give him my real phone number.
Oh, nice. Everybody gives each other their phone numbers and saves it into their phones.
And it only took us
9 episodes.
9
9
episodes.
Oh no, this is
Yeah.
episode 10.
Yeah, this
So
would
as
be
you-
10.
You guys
Can
are
we,
going
leave
to head back.
can we leave instructions for Reginald to get in touch with us when he's conscious?
I give
Sure,
him
you
my
can
phone number.
Call you, or the nurses are going to call Andre when he's conscious.
Yeah.
Great.
Oh, I have a question. Are the cops at the hospital when we got there?
Yeah. You do see some cops talking to the nurses at the hospital, but the nurses, it doesn't necessarily, they're inside the building and you guys can, peel away on your motorcycle in time.
There's no way when all this happens, someone's gonna go, I'm gonna go find that hippie kid.
You know what? Fuck all this. I'm going to go.
Fuck the girl that I'm trying to date and kind of am falling for. I'm gonna go find some hippie kid and yell at him for doing drugs.
I'm the only
So
professional.
you guys show up to Garth, Mikey, and Moore and their other roommate.
Wait, you gotta redo
Yeah, we
that.
gotta redo that. He cut you off being like, it's like I'm the only one who's professional around here.
Oh, I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that at all.
It was so obvious. I was like, Tess is just ignoring it, and I don't know how to cut that to make it sound
really
okay.
missed that. You know what it is? I've gotten so good at it, tuning out Jake that I just have to remember that I have to listen to him.
Funny, that's
you
what all
know,
the women
Start
in LA say to
again.
me.
Just go ahead and start
No,
again,
I mean,
Tess.
before we start, it would be horrible if Bert ever aired how nasty I am to Jake, because for those who don't know, it seems like I really hate him.
Oh my god, I think I just found the short rest.
All right, ready?
But I'm just
What
gonna
about
put
your Mio sponsorship?
No, all I'm gonna do is use the quote. Tess goes, I really hate him. And put it on repeat for 1 minute.
The short rest finale is just gonna be a supercut of all the mean things Tess has ever said to me.
Oh my god. It'd take me so long to find them all.
There's so many. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
No one's gonna be mean to me.
No,
go.
you're great, you're great.
So we show up to Garth, Mikey, Moore, and your stranger roommate who we've never met's dorm room. We've never met the fourth roommate. That
I
lives in
didn't realize there was a fourth roommate. Now I'm an asshole.
Garth didn't even know.
He's probably just smoking so much weed that you haven't seen him.
You show up to the dorm room with this safe. Garth kind of lets you in.
I've only ever met him downstairs. I just haven't put it together.
Because you're his roommate. You don't know that he's your roommate. Incredible. So you show up and Mikey is sitting here in the living room. He is smoking a little bit, and he has one of these no, he doesn't have anything. You have the safe, so he's just kind of sitting smoking watching TV.
Hey, Mikey.
Hey, man, God,
Thanks for making yourself available.
who are these? These your friends that we don't ever see you with? You run away with these two?
Yeah, this is Andre and Derek. We're kind of working on a project. It's complicated. I want to hear all about last night. either we can do this first, or you can tell me.
You say,
Or you
I
can
want to
tell
all
me,
about last
and then-
night. He launches in. He's like, well, I met this girl at the party, and she's from our school. She's not on the dueling team. She's like one of those, like, oh, what's the word for it? You know, people who are really into, like, peace and love. They, like, showed up in a van a little bit later. And a hippie chick. I slept with this, like, hippie chick. It was incredible. She is so cool. And she had a lot of questions about, like, me and my family and my dorm room and, like, the people I lived with. So I, like, told her all this information. I was like, I live with this great guy named Garth because you're my best friend, man. So I talked you up because she is a friend. And I know you got that crush on you know who, but these hippie chicks are really, really cool. And so they know all about you and all the, like, weird things you've been doing. And, like, I've said, like, you know, you're running around. Like, if she wants to go on a date with you, you're, like, kind of hard to tie down because you've been, like, doing some weird thing on campus. You, like, show up every time one of those big monsters show up. And so I, like, told her how cool you were and the fact that you're, like, always fighting those monsters.
I lean over to Andre and go, compared to this guy, I'm a fucking genius.
Yeah.
He basically gave away his social security number.
Yeah, I told him my social security number.
God damn it, Mikey.
Mikey, do you still have your old copy of Counter Intel 101?
No.
You know what? You can borrow mine. Fuck. All right. You know what? It's all good. It's all cool. I'm glad you had a great time. Listen, we've got a safe. Fuck. We've got a safe. Please don't ask any questions about it. I just need help opening it. I thought I could, like, try to bust it, but I thought that could be, like, you know, maybe a little more finesse.
Sure, yeah, man. Let me check this thing out. And he, like, you know, picks up the safe from you and, like, puts it on your, like, you have these, like, kitchen kind of island things. And he, like, puts it on that. And he kind of starts poking around. He's like, oh, this is a good safe, man. We don't even really use these in class. These are kind of expensive. They have these, like, arcane fail safes that usually are active. I mean, I could try my best, but if that thing's still active, I don't know if I can get in here.
I think it's clean.
Okay. Sure, man. And he kind of starts.
That is the impression we got from the Arcana check, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
He starts kneeling in front of it and, like, kind of poking around and looking at it. Anyone's welcome to give him the help action if they'd like.
I'll give him the help action, but I think as he's doing it, I'm gonna try to, like, get some information about this hippie chick in a way that doesn't communicate to him how badly he fucked up.
Sure.
You're too nice.
What do you like? What kind of what's the flavor? What are you asking him?
So tell me about this girl. What's her name?
Her name is Mallory. She is really very pretty. She has this kind of, like, way about her, man. She's, like, really, like, in touch with, like, natural magics. Like, I asked her, like, are you a druid? And she was like, something like that. So she's probably really smart because, you know, I don't really magic it up. It's not really, you know, I mean, Moore insists that rage is magic, but it doesn't really feel magical when I rage. But yeah, she's really cool, and she had a lot of questions and really curious. And
Yeah.
I don't know, she was.
You didn't think that was odd?
No, man. I mean, it's so fun to have someone be interested in me and my friends. I love talking about you, man. You're my best friend, and I love, like, when people ask me about you. So I was so excited to get to tell her these things, and she was telling me about her too. And she's like not from the area. She was saying she didn't tell me where she was from, but she said she wasn't from here, and she said like a distant place, like, really. And I started listing, like, the local counties because, you know, our firm has taken us all over, but she didn't seem like she knew any of those. And then I was like, you from down south or across the country? And she just didn't really, I don't know, she had, like, this kind of accent, man, maybe, so maybe she's, like, not even from here, which was, like, I don't know, I've never met anybody who's, like, not from this continent, which is, like, really cool. But she was telling me that, like, she's here because her whole her life, her home life, and her family got taken from her. Kind of, she was saying that she doesn't have domain over where she lives anymore, and that she was sent here to go to adventuring school to train up, or at least I think to go to adventuring school. She just said that she was sent here to make things right. So I assumed to become a cool adventurer so that she could fight for her territory back. She's really interesting, man. You should talk to her sometime.
Yeah, no, I'll look out for her. What's she look like?
Well, just one of those general kind of hippie chicks, but she has these beautiful, very pointed features, and she's just gorgeous, man. She's gorgeous, and he shows you her Instagram.
Cool.
It might not be my place to interject, Mikey, since we just met and all, but do you find it a little weird that she didn't have so much information to give to you? Do you find... I'm terrible with women. I don't know what I'm talking about.
I grab his phone and look at the Instagram and wow, these are crazy, and I screenshot a picture of her and send it to my phone.
Great.
Okay. You're also looking roll an insight check on the Instagram for me if you'd like.
I would love to, actually.
Mikey, do you know what doxing is?
Really?
Obviously, I'm sure this girl's great, but generally speaking, you should try to avoid giving away, personal information to strangers in case they want to use it against you later.
I guess.
Let me go grab my copy of Counter Intel 101 real quick.
I just don't really think about that. What'd you get, Bert?
Insight was a 14.
14.
Natural 9.
I'll give you this. It's a very new Instagram page. It seems like she only has posts starting from the first day of school.
But I don't want to ask Mikey, but the way he said this is her Instagram, this is a picture of her. This is definitely the person he hooked up with.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I just want to make sure I'm looking at I'm not looking at a catfish,
He's picking the lock here, and he is able to break it open. And he kind of has where he pops the lock, and he's like, "All right, man, let's check it out."
I think
he opens up the safe, and as he opens the safe, he kind of pauses and is like, "You said you had a project, man, with the."
Hey, do you remember a moment ago before you told me all about that awesome girl when I said you can't ask any questions?
Yeah, man, I just got one. Why are there 3 crystals in this safe? And he holds up the grass crystal, the water crystal. Is it just the 2 of those, or was there another one?
It's just the 2 of those because I have the fire one still on my person.
He holds up the grass crystal and the water crystal.
The controls or the...
He's holding in this safe is not only the actual crystals, but there are controls as well.
So there's 5 crystals in there, technically.
It's 4 because it's 2, and then they're shard parts.
All we're missing right now is the fire control.
Yeah, you don't have that.
Okay. Gotcha.
I think the teacher must have put them in there as a test, bring the crystals to class and then you get a passing grade or something.
These are weird looking crystals, man.
Don't touch
Yeah,
those.
I'm gonna take that.
Can we change the combination now that we have
He got pretty high enough that he didn't break the safe to get into it, so you can change the combination.
Can we ask him to change the combination for us to
No. We don't want him to know the combination.
Oh, well, he could break into the good combination.
You guys can change the combination yourself. It's just, a matter of setting in the reset code and then putting in a new combination.
Okay.
What do you think? Reginald's birthday? You don't know Reginald's birthday.
Wait. I want to ask Andre. Andre, what's Reginald's birthday? Because I looked at his wallet and license.
So, do you think we should have all the crystals on us? I don't know if it's such a good idea. Because the elementals the elementals might show up here, and
No, don't worry. I'm gonna need a couple calls. We'll find a secure location.
Okay. Although we have the controllers, so if they show up, we control them.
We've
so
got 2
not
out of
that big a
3.
deal. Hey, we could possibly fight those bird ladies with elementals. We can control elementals now.
That's very tempting. But that, you know what? I feel like that's just as much of an opportunity for them to fall back into their hands.
You make a good point.
Um,
I'm gonna make a call real quick.
Okay, but in the
Same.
meantime, can we fight the elementals like Rock'em Sock'em Robot? To get some practice of how to use them. We have.
I look Andre dead in the eyes, goes, absolutely, we'll do it at my barn. Do you want to come over to my
Fight your
farm?
ass.
You want to come to my farm? We could rock 'em, sock 'em robots.
Oh no, Andre doesn't actually say that. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. I
So
couldn't help
guess-
myself.
I'm gonna text Margot and see if she's still on for tonight's date.
Yeah, you text Margot. You get a little text back later, being like, "Yeah, actually, I could do it sooner rather than later. So if you're free in the next like half an hour, I can meet you at a local bar."
I'll meet you at the. What's the local? Can I come up with the local bar, or do you have one in mind?
Yeah. What do you got? We'll figure.
I was gonna say, the sinking cup.
Sinking cup, sure.
I could have come up with something a lot stupider, but she wouldn't have said yes.
Oh no, I wouldn't have.
So yeah, I'll say I'll meet you at the sinking cup in 30.
She texts back a thumbs up.
Garth
Hey.
closes the safe up, and
He's like, I'll keep an eye on this. Just give me a few minutes.
Yeah, I'm
Wait,
gonna hop
but
in the
before
shower.
before you go, I know you want to be ultra protective of these things, but Renata is very smart and has been helping me with learn about these types of things, and I think she might be able to help us better understand what these things are, potentially where they came from. If I
All right,
text her,
can
would you want
call
to
her
bring
over?
them?
But they're not gonna stay. I cannot have them staying here for very long.
That's fine. I just think she can help.
I
text her.
yell out from the bathroom. Andre, where's the soap?
Elves don't use soap for the same reason we don't need first aid kits.
The more I'm learning about elves, I feel like they're dirty and irresponsible.
Just grab the
No,
cologne
they're
that says MOR on it.
They're basically beautiful porcelain corpses, essentially. Like they don't, but not in a smelly way. Like they don't, like, you know, if they don't actively get hurt, they don't need a first aid kit. If they aren't, like, you know, like they don't really get smelly. Like they just there's like porcelain dolls, essentially.
elves don't have pores; they pant through their noses.
Cool. So where's everyone heading off to?
Garth's not heading off anywhere. He's going into his room with the safe and calling his mother.
Okay. You go.
And I'm gonna head to the bar, but I also made my emergency contact Garth before I left.
Okay. And Andre, are you staying around here? Are you bringing, you gonna go get Renata? What are you doing?
Yeah, I'll just go straight over to her dorm.
Are you bringing the crystals to her, or are you gonna bring them to Garth?
I'm gonna bring her to Garth's. The mic hitting.
All of you in unison went,
That's a terrible idea.
No. I want to bring her to Garth's room.
okay, cool. We'll start over with,
Isn't she also downstairs?
she's across the hall from Andre.
Okay. Yeah.
We'll cut over first to Garth in his bedroom, calling his mommy. Cool. So you ring your mom. Are you calling her personal phone, the home phone, or the work phone?
I'm gonna call her personal phone. I would if this could stay off the books. I think that'd be better.
Okay, cool. You call, it rings a couple times, and then after a beat, you hear someone pick up, but there's a lot of like noise in the background, as if there's like kind of a family party or dinner happening, which you know happens a lot on Saturday nights. And she's like, "My beautiful son, who never calls me. What? What can I do the favor?"
Hey, Mom. Yeah. Geez. What's the quickest way to say this? I need your help. No one's injured. We're all okay.
As you say, "I need your help," she immediately goes, "Who's injured?"
I was hoping. Look, I'm not. Honestly, I'm not entirely sure what I've gotten into. But I was hoping I could put some stuff in the vault at the office.
What's going on, sweetie? Is there like homework, or what's the deal?
More of an extracurricular.
Okay, how are your rage classes? Are you getting your license? How far along are you there?
Yeah, Mom. Look, it's not a 3-month program. It's like a 2-year at least thing.
Oh,
so
wouldn't
it's
that
gonna
be
be a
lovely?
little
It'd
while.
be so good to have you here with your license, because I'll tell you this: your cousins are with their license already trying to take over their spot in the business. And
Yep.
I keep telling them, and she starts whispering, "I keep telling them you're better at this job than they are, but they don't listen to me."
Thanks, Mom. Look, I'm glad you have my back over there. But if you could just have my back with this thing with there's some stuff I got to keep safe. And I just thought it would be better in the vault if that's okay.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta talk to your father. We got a pretty big job coming in soon, so we gotta make sure that there's like enough space in the vault for whatever you need to put in there. But we should be okay. I mean, if I would always love a visit from my son, and you bring your laundry because I know you haven't done it.
Mom, I'm getting better at the laundry. Okay.
Okay, sweetie. When was the last time you did it? Huh? That's the real question.
Anyway, how's
I don't think have we discussed like how far I live from campus? Is this a thing I could do tonight, or is tomorrow probably like more logistically feasible? I want to have a repeat of like 3 episodes ago. I don't want that.
We'll say this. Okay, so you probably live in Photo City, which is the city that's like 45 minutes away from campus. It's like a real city that's kind of surrounded by residential areas. I'll tell you what it's based off of afterwards. Guess in the comments if you know what Photo City is. But yeah, you live in Photo City, which is like 45 minutes down the road by car. Like you have to like go over like some highways and stuff.
Right.
is there any chance you can meet me there tonight
Meet you where?
at the office?
Yeah, I mean, sweetie, I gotta be honest with you. Your mom's a little in her cups. We have all the family here. If you guys want to come over for family dinner, you bring Mikey and Moore and Lash. Maybe, I mean, we'd love to see all of you. You stay the night. We'll see you tomorrow. You'll be here for church.
That sounds great.
Yup.
I'll get the gang together. Is it okay if I bring a couple friends?
Yeah, you made friends. Who are your friends?
Just a couple of guys I'm working on a project with. You
Oh,
don't need to freak them out or
Love
anything,
them.
Mom.
No, you know what? I gotta hang up right now because I'm gonna set up the guest room. Can they sleep in twin beds, or do they want their guest room with one bed? Is it a couple? Is it gay men? You know I love gay men.
I think I don't think they'd forgive me if I'd asked them to share a bed. So let's make them both up just in
We'll do
case.
the
You know
twin
what? They
beds.
can.
We'll do the twin beds for them. I gotta go.
Yeah.
I gotta go. I love you. I gotta go. I love you. And she hangs up.
Fuck.
I love gay men.
Did anyone expect the Grim Knuckles to be Jewish?
Hey,
I'm
they're in
going
business-
for-
they're in
I'm
business
going
with
for
the
a
Schwartzes.
combination of a Brooklyn and Massachusetts accent. So that was just my general.
General
yeah,
Northeast accent.
great. Garth just like takes a maybe like a literal minute to just like massage his temples, and then puts the fire crystal into the safe and closes it up. The combination is Lash's birthday, but no one else knows that.
Ooh, yeah, smart.
And he's going to go back. I guess has Renata entered the scene at this point?
No. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to cut over to Andre. Andre, you're heading down toward Renata's dorm room. You knock on the door?
Yeah.
Yeah. You knock on the door. Her roommate actually answers. And it's somebody... I don't even think you need to roll an insight check for this. With your passive perception, this is one of those hippie chicks. And she looks at you, and she looks kind of surprised. She's like, can I help you?
I was looking for Renata?
For what?
I don't... We hang out sometimes. Is it that abnormal?
No, you're Andre, right?
Yes.
You're friends with those two guys, Derek, Garth.
Friends is a strong word.
Okay.
Can
Yeah.
I get your name? Since you seem to know me so well.
She goes to get Renata.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
She goes to...
We're just all avoiding everything today.
Yeah, no one is answering any questions today.
yeah, the
It's
secret
almost like I saw my butler being tortured in the house, and I'm a little suspicious of people right now.
She goes into her own bedroom. Renata, like, pokes her head out of hers. Sees you, was like, goes into her bedroom for a second. You hear a little bit of, like, noise as she, like, cleans up her room. She pokes her head back out and was like, come in. Hi, Andre.
Can we talk out here? The hallway?
Sure. So she comes out into the hallway.
Okay. I'm not gonna say this out loud. I'm gonna cast message. And I'm gonna say to her, using message, we found more crystals. I need your help examining them. Also, your roommate creeps me out.
Her eyes go wide. She kind of is like, you found the crystals? And yeah, she kind of creeps me out too. She's been really curious about the things that I'm doing, especially every time I've hung out with you.
And that was all telepathic, right? Right?
Yeah.
All right, thank goodness.
That's why I cast message.
You respond back in message in her head, so she can't cast message at you, but you know. You
No,
can
she responds to me in my head.
She's like, I think maybe she's like a crush on you. Not that I would know what that was like or what that would look like. You have crystals.
Yes. Let's go. They're upstairs. Can you come check them out now?
Yeah. No. Yeah. Let me get my books. Let me get a book. And she's
Okay.
gonna go inside of her dorm room. She's going to close the door behind her, the main door to the space. And you're out here for a minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes.
I knock on the door.
You knock on the door. Nothing.
Yeah. Can I try to open the door?
You go to open the door. She didn't lock it behind her. You go to open the door. As you get to... What do you do as you open the door? I'm
gonna, are their doors set up like ours, so there's, a living space and then a corner with a hallway where I'm just gonna, tiptoe over and just, peek my head around the corner. Do I see anything?
Her door open at the end of the hallway.
Why does it have to be at the end of the hallway? I'm so scared. Okay.
I'm so startled too.
I'm tiptoeing over.
Roll a stealth check.
Oh, fuck! 7.
7. You know what? That's okay. You tiptoe over, but you don't remember that the doors have their own springs, and so it slams behind you as you get into the dorm room. And as the door slams, you hear from the end of the hallway, Andre, is that you? Help!
Wait, what? Oh, from the I run.
You run to the dorm room, and you see her being pulled out of the window by what looks like something that you've never seen before. Something that's skin is like a bright kind of orangey yellow color. And
But I can see it.
yeah, you can see it. It's this like bright orange yellow. It has like these weird like it has long kind of very pointed ears, a set of horns that look kind of similar to your own horns. She looks this thing looks you in the eyes as it has Renata wrapped up in its arms, and it jumps out the window.
Well, before it does, momentary stasis.
A con save from this creature if it is large or smaller.
I did
14.
pretty well. I got a. Hang on.
Come on, do
Stat.
it safe. This is so. We've had so many cool moments tonight.
21.
Roll it again. Chrono shift.
Yes!
That is gonna be a 9.
Yes, it saves. I mean, it fails. It fails.
fails.
It's stuck.
It's stuck
It's
here.
just till the end of your it's just till the end of your next turn, so you better act fast.
It's 6
So I'm
seconds.
gonna.
This thing is
Yeah.
stuck.
So on my next turn, I'm going to. I'm gonna run over.
Renata is actually going to take a quote-unquote turn, and she's going to kind of wiggle out of this thing's arms as it was just pulling her out the window. She's kind of move out of this thing's grasp, kind of like panting and crying.
Okay, she got out.
Yeah.
Can I? Oh, I can only cast it on myself. Dick. Okay. No, I was gonna cast Expeditious Retreat on her to let her run faster, but I can't. Fuck. Okay, do I have anything that can make it? No, it had a high con. I don't think it's gonna fail a con save again. I'm gonna cast. Nah, fuck it. It's worth trying. I'm gonna cast Puppet on it.
Okay.
It has to make another con save.
Cool. So this is at the end of this turn. It's out of stasis, right?
Yeah, but this
believe
is still my
so.
turn.
As
Does
soon
it
as
fail automatically?
No, con save. It would fail deck saves being stalled.
You got a
That's
nat
wrong.
20 for Puppet.
She's incapacitated with a speed of 0 until the end of my turn. And it can't take actions or reactions. Ah, fuck. Okay.
So you got a nat
I got-
20 on con save.
It did? I'm gonna make it roll again. Fuck it. Chrono shift.
Oh my god.
Fails.
Nice. Okay. It's gonna, it's going to... Wait, she already got out of its grasp, right?
Yep.
Alright, so I don't have to make it drop it anymore. Must move it up to its speed in a direction you choose. In addition... Alright, so I'm gonna make it move its speed away from us.
Okay, cool. It is going to push back and fall out the window and take some falling damage. As it falls, like, you're on the 3rd floor, so 30 feet down. Takes a good chunk of damage, but is totally fine, being candid. And is going to kind of shake it off at its turn, look up at you with a piercing look, and then turn and run away. So fast. So fast. Faster than even Derek could run.
I'm grabbing Renata.
You grab Renata. Renata is kind of in your arms. She's like, I don't know what happened. I don't know. I was in here and I was getting a book, and then I heard a noise, and then my roommate was in here, and then she wasn't my roommate anymore, and she looked like that.
Oh, fuck. Okay, grab your book. We need to go.
She takes her book and she runs out the dorm with you.
We go to Garth's room.
We're gonna cut over to Derek. Derek, you're heading into town.
Yep.
as you head into town, you get to the bar. As you get to the bar, you actually, well, you know what? Why don't we roll like a luck check?
All right, I'm going to Lucky Orange again. 4.
4. She got to the bar before you, so she's sitting here at the bar with a drink, and she looks like she's ordered you a drink. That's kind of sitting next to her at the bar stool, and she kind of sees you and her. Roll an insight check.
All right, I'm sticking with orange. I believe in the orange. You said insight?
Yep.
19.
19. On a 19, she looks over you, looks really excited to see you, really happy. She waves you down, and then as she does this and she thinks that you're not looking, her face kind of falls, and she looks really sad.
Okay, so what I'm going to do then, this looks genuine for my insight.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then what I'm going to do is, being the sneaky man that I am, I'm going to tiptoe behind her, and I'm going to put my hands over her eyes and be like, don't be too sad. I'm right here.
She turns around and she looks at you with these big, beautiful eyes and a big smile, and she's like, I'm excited to see you. And she's going to kind of reach up and she's going to kiss you on the cheek. And kind of sit back down. She's like, I got you a drink. I didn't really know what you like to drink, so I just got what I got. It's a Paloma. It's tequila and grapefruit juice, lime, salt. Hope you like it.
Derek doesn't show how excited he is, but he's like, inside, like, I fucking love fruity drinks. He's like, thanks, I'm sure I'll enjoy it. It'll be delicious.
She's like, if I'm gonna be honest, I can't remember which is which. I kind of took sips from both of them, but we've been inside each other's mouths before. That's not the way to say that. Take this drink.
I take both and take a sip from both and go, yeah, I don't think it's a big problem.
And you sit down. What do you talk about with her as you're kind of sitting here?
I think I just like I talked to her about the fact that, you know, a few days ago I was really unsure of the type of future and self journey that I was going to take myself on. But in the recent couple of days, I've really come to love myself more than I have in the past, and I'm learning about this religious figure that's just fucking so dope in my eyes.
That's really cool. And she's like really interested in hearing what you have to say. She's like super enwrapped, and she just keeps kind of asking you to elaborate. And she's kind of like, you know, like actively listening.
And I'm like, and this god is, you know, it's this bad bitch from what I understand. She was such a bad fucking bitch, and like, I feel very connected to her. And I'm like, I told my grandma I would do all the chores on the farm, so that because she's you know, she's the most religious fucking educated person I fucking know. So she just fucking went to town on them books while I'm holding the goat by the legs, and I'm throwing the chickens around to get the eggs, you know, just farm stuff. You wouldn't care about that, but you know, it was a lot of work to make sure my granny could get her books in.
She kind of like, it's like, I really love that you have a nice relationship with your grandma. It's like really kind of.
I even told her about us. I mean, I didn't say that. I didn't.
Is there an us?
I mean, we had that night. I told her about that night. I was happy about the night.
Derek, I like you a lot. Derek, I kind of have a Eric, I kind of have a big crush on you, and I like you a lot.
You're pretty dope.
Thanks. I think you're pretty cool. And she like does the leg dance, where she kind of completes the leg dance almost, where your legs have been doing the thing where you brush and then you don't, and then she gets closer to you, and then you move, and then you move closer to her, and it's kind of that thing. And then it gets to a point where her leg is just kind of pushed up against your leg. It's like they're kind of sandwiching each other. She's very close to your face, and she's like, if I'm being honest, I haven't been able to stop thinking about the other night.
Internally, Derek's just high-fiving himself so much. It's like, yeah, fucking right, she's thinking about that. I gave her that good. But externally, he is remembering that she was clearly at the house today, and I spellbound her. And I want to be like, listen, can I take you outside for a second? I want to talk to you without people around for a second. It's really loud in here.
She kind of looks around, kind of over her shoulder a little bit, and she goes, "Yes, right now, let's go. Go." And she is going to kind of get all of her stuff and push you out the back door.
Cool. I bring her over to my car. I bring her into the truck, and I sit in the driver's seat.
He doesn't actually get into the truck with you. She goes outside and takes out a cigarette and starts smoking.
Can I do a perception check to make sure no one's listening?
You can do a perception check.
Cool. 18.
Okay, with an 18, you are standing out here, and it seems like it is just the two of you out here, kind of the side entrance of this bar. There's a little ashtray, so it is probably where people go to smoke. She's smoking a cigarette, and she's kind of looking at you with these big eyes, and she's looking around really, really paranoid. And kind of really looking over her shoulder and checking kind of around her. And she's like, honestly, I think we should go back to the dorms soon. I think we should go back to your farm. We should leave. We should leave right now. And then she pauses and she looks over your shoulder and she starts to cry. She goes, Derek, I'm so sorry. And you get stabbed in the back as you're stabbed by one of these large bird creatures. And that's going to be the end of the session.
Oh!
All right.
I didn't even get to ask him a question! I got stabbed!
You got the answer, I guess.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Like always, a bit of a longer session than usual. I hope you enjoyed yourselves watching us. I certainly had a good time.
I bet you did.
Oh, I bet you fucking did, you psycho!
You can find me on Instagram at Tess Does Instagram or Trainwreck Tess. I don't have anything personal to promote like I've been doing the last couple of weeks, but we'll make the lap again. I'll promote my friend Henry Black. He makes really incredible music. You should check it out on iTunes. He has an album out called The Best of Henry Black. It is very, very good. Dan, you got anything for us?
Not this week.
Not this week.
Just be cool.
Jake, you got anything for us?
Nope.
Nope. Bert, what do you got?
I got two things. One, always remember, stocking spells that don't do damage is helpful. You don't need to do damage to be helpful, alright? You don't. You could do shit that's not damage, and you could be the hero, alright? You could be the person that uses a phone and a picture of your possible, probably not girlfriend in the future, because she just stabbed me, or had someone stab me for her something or other. But I found her because of
This
spells.
episode brought to you by utility spells. Utility spells. They have utility.
And then second, I want to plug my good friend Clover. She streams over at twitch.com, twitch.tv/Clover 1093. She's really fucking funny. Very fun to watch her play horror games. And she just became a Twitch supporter, partner. And you can go ahead and subscribe to her. And right now it's 20% off because of her new partnership. So go give her, give her some money. She deserves it. She's a college student paying bills.
You guys want to see the board?
Let's look at the board and then we'll sign off.
No nat 20s tonight, and only one nat 1 from yours truly. Honestly, a pretty good showing from Andre.
Yeah, look at
the most part. And what this shows right here, this and last week too, shows that you don't have to roll high numbers to have a fun time in D&D.
You don't. Why do you think it keeps coming?
It fucking helps.
It really fucking helps.
Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you next week.
Bye.